We are just here to make you aware about your mental health. We are here to just inform you. We are here to make you come to that consciousness of taking good care of yourself mentally. It has been proven by medical research that 1 in 30 people globally are suffering from anxiety disorder. 1 in 30 people are suffering from anxiety disorder. When you begin to have that fear that you are idle, in quotes, when you begin to have that fear that you are not engaged, when you begin to have that worry, that fear, unnecessary fear that you are not engaged, it's a sign of an anxiety disorder. When you want to be busy all the time, you want to have yourself, you want to be doing something all the time, you don't want to just relax and maybe see a movie or just think or just meditate or just sleep or relax. You want to be busy all the time. It's a sign that you are attending towards anxiety disorder, and we need to watch out for that when you want to be busy all the time. Hello everyone, welcome to Sound Mind Clinic. On today's broadcast, we'll be discussing a very, very interesting topic, and it's about anxiety. We'll be doing a general anxiety disorder test. Anxiety is when we begin to worry a lot about issues around our life, when we begin to worry, when we begin to fear, when we begin to think over and over again over an issue to the extent that it affects our emotions and it affects us mentally. Anxiety disorder is a kind of mental illness. And it's so rampant in our world today. It has been proven by medical research that 1 in 30 people globally are suffering from anxiety disorder. 1 in 30 people are suffering from anxiety disorder. So it shows that for every 30 person that is listening to this video right now, 1 person is suffering from anxiety disorder. So it's something we need to be aware about. And anybody who is suffering from anxiety disorder is likely to be suffering from some other mental illness, most especially depression. Depression and anxiety disorder goes hand in hand. Most times people who are suffering from anxiety disorder also are suffering from depression, and those who are suffering from depression are likely to be suffering from anxiety disorder. And most times it's mostly common in women than men, maybe because of the way women are wired. They are more likely to suffer from anxiety disorder than men. So it's something we really need to watch out for in our society. Mind you, Sound Mind Clinic is not we're not medical doctors. We are just here to make you aware about your mental health. We are here to just inform you. We are here to make you come to that consciousness of taking good care of yourself mentally. And we also want to share tips and inspire thoughts that could help you to manage yourself mentally. But we believe that if you need to see a doctor, if you need to see a therapist, please do. Our goal is not to replace the role of the psychiatric doctor. Our role is to inform you, and our role is to also inspire you so that you don't get yourself into crisis. There are different kinds of anxiety disorder. But what we want to do today is to ask you some questions that will help you know if you're already suffering from the general anxiety disorder. General anxiety disorder is called GAD. There is social anxiety disorder. There is panic anxiety disorder. There is post-traumatic stress anxiety disorder. But what we want to look at today is to look at different signs that you can use to test if you are already suffering from the general anxiety disorder. So we need to know what you are not aware of, you cannot control. What you are not aware of, you cannot prevent. What you are not aware of, you cannot manage so that it doesn't lead to a crisis. So we are doing this video so that you can be aware about this reality so that you don't end up in a crisis. So we'll be asking you some few questions, and with those questions, it will ignite in you to know whether you're already suffering from the general anxiety disorder. It will make you to be more aware, and you will be able to know when you are getting to those points where you are acting or feeling those ways. You can manage yourself. You can help to control yourself so that it doesn't get beyond control. So I'll be asking you a few questions, and those questions, your answers to those questions will tell you whether or not you are already suffering from anxiety disorder. The first question I would like to ask is that, are you the kind of person that avoid talking to people face to face? Yeah. Are you the kind of person that avoid face to face conversation? Are you the kind of person who you prefer to maybe chat people up? You prefer to maybe talk over phone, or you don't want to face people? You try avoid face to face conversation. You don't want to shy away, and whenever you have the opportunity to have a face to face conversation, you try to you try to end it so quickly. You avoid talking to people one on one, face to face. You don't enjoy face to face conversation. You prefer, let's talk it all over on the phone, or let me send you an email and things like that. You don't want to confront people, so to say, face to face and discuss issues on a one-on-one note. So if you're that kind of person that you are avoiding such, you see yourself avoiding face-to-face communication, face-to-face conversation, it's a sign that you might be suffering from anxiety disorder, the general anxiety disorder. So watch yourself if you are getting to that point where you don't want to face people one-on-one and talk to them. When you avoid face-to-face conversation, it's a sign that you might be suffering from that general anxiety disorder. So watch out for that when you begin to avoid face-to-face conversations. Another sign you can tell if you're already suffering from general anxiety disorder is that, are you easily irritated? Are you easily upset or irritated? If you are easily upset or irritated, it's a sign that you might be suffering from general anxiety disorder. So maybe little things just piss you off. When you see that you get annoyed or get irritated over things that you could just let go and all that. Whenever you get to that point where little things piss you off, or you are easily irritated, and you know yourself that you will be wondering, okay, why am I getting angry at this person? Why am I upset? Why am I upset at what this person has done? So when you see yourself acting that way, it's a sign. It is time for you to check yourself. It's time for you to reflect. It's a time for you to manage and control such situation. So it's a sign that you are likely to be suffering from anxiety disorder. Another sign that you are likely to be suffering from anxiety disorder is that, are you indecisive? Are you very indecisive? Do you find it difficult to make decisions on certain issues of your life? Do you find it difficult to decide on what you want to do concerning an issue? Do you find it difficult deciding on an issue or making a decision? Whenever you come to that point when you find it difficult to make a decision on a subject, on an issue, it is likely that you are suffering from anxiety disorder. Whenever you find it difficult to make a decision, whenever you are dragging so long, you're like, what should I do? Should I say yes or no? Should I go there or no? Whenever you are dragging so long and you are finding it difficult to make a decision, it's a sign that you might be suffering from anxiety disorder. So please watch out for that. Another thing to watch out for is that, do you overthink past conversations? Maybe are you the kind of person that you notice that you think over conversations that you've had with people? They may be sweet, they may be nasty, whatever conversation. Maybe you have conversation with people and you begin to think over those conversations over and over again. You begin to ruminate over conversations that you've had in the past. You begin to think over them over and over again. It's a sign that you are having anxiety disorder. So whenever you notice that you are thinking too much over conversations that you've had in the past, you are thinking over and over again, it's time to watch out. It's time to avoid a crisis that is about to happen. So please watch out when you begin to think over past conversations over and over again. Another thing to watch out for is that, do you always try to make yourself busy? Well, it's okay to be busy, it's okay to be diligent, it's okay for us to be engaged. But when you begin to be afraid of not having something to do, when you like, okay, maybe there are times you might just want to relax and you don't have anything on your hand to do, and you just want to like, okay, sit down, relax, and you now begin to be afraid or worry that you are not engaged. When you begin to have that fear that you are idle, in quotes, when you begin to have that fear that you are not engaged, when you begin to have that worry, that fear, unnecessary fear that you are not engaged, it's a sign of an anxiety disorder. When you want to be busy all the time, you want to have yourself, you want to be doing something all the time, you don't want to just relax and maybe see a movie or just think or just meditate or just sleep or relax. You want to be busy all the time. It's a sign that you are attending towards anxiety disorder, and we need to watch out for that. When you want to be busy all the time, please watch out for that. Do you talk yourself down all the time? If you notice that you begin to talk yourself down, you begin to like speak negative things to yourself, that you begin to like talk negative things concerning yourself. When you are so conscious about yourself that you begin to think, you begin to be so conscious about yourself, you begin to speak negative, you begin to look at your weaknesses, you are so conscious about your weaknesses, you begin to talk to yourself that, oh, this and that and that, and sometimes you begin to have negative thoughts, excessive negative thoughts about yourself, excessive negative talk to yourself, excessive negative thoughts to yourself, is a sign that you are tending towards anxiety disorder. When you begin to talk negative to yourself, or you begin to think negative things about yourself excessively, you have to watch out for that. It's a sign that you are suffering from anxiety disorder, and you need to watch out for that and manage it. I shared in our last video that emotional pain, mental pain, is similar to physical pain. So the part of our brain that is being stimulated whenever we have physical pain is the same part of the brain that is being stimulated when we have emotional or mental pain. So when you begin to notice unnecessary pain in your body, pain that you cannot you cannot point to any particular thing, you begin to have maybe heartache, you begin to have pains around your body, you cannot like equate those pains to something, you cannot equate those pains to something tangible, then it's a sign that you are suffering from anxiety disorder, because your brain is already reacting, your body is already reacting to the anxiety that you are having. Your brain, your body is already reacting to it. Your brain is already sending signals to your whole body that you are anxious, that you are worrying too much, that you are overthinking, that you are fearful too much. So you begin to feel pains in your body. That could be a sign that you are suffering from anxiety disorder. So we're sharing this few points for you, for us to be aware about these issues, and we know what to do. And in our forthcoming videos, we'll be sharing some things to manage ourselves, so that we don't end up in a crisis, so that you don't end up in the hospital. So we'll be sharing some tips to help us manage ourselves whenever we begin to notice these signs of general anxiety disorder. I hope this video has been very, very helpful to you to put a test through to knowing if you are suffering from an anxiety disorder. If you like this video, you can subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you will be informed whenever we post a new video. You can share with someone who needs to be aware about these realities and who need to be informed about their mental and their emotional health. Thank you for joining us. See you in our next video. Peace.